Welcome back to Vintage HLC Show and Tell. Today we're going to look at some theater giveaways. Now, usually when we think of theater giveaways in Homer Laughlin, there are a couple patterns that come to mind. One of them being matinee medallion, which was used on century vellum. Another is the gold garland treatment. We've seen this before in a previous video. Here it is on Yellowstone vellum. And this promotional plate says every lady can secure a complete 52-piece dinner set in this pattern by attending the Strand Theater, which was in Orlando, Florida. And this promotional plate is dated 1931. So those are two common giveaways that we often see. But it turns out there were many other Homer Laughlin shapes and patterns that were used as theater giveaways throughout the 1930s. We're going to look at a couple of them, one of them being Tango, and another one being Riviera. We'll start with Virginia Rose. And we see some letters here, and all these letters come from the research files of Jo Cunningham, by the way. So she made a lot of copies, and I pulled out just a few that would be relevant for this video. This one's dated 1936, and it's for, let's see, it's Virginia Rose VR 266 for the Roxy Theater out of Grand Rapids, Michigan. And they're talking a little bit about this contract. So each theater would have a contract with Homer Laughlin, usually through Culture Premiums. They were the middleman. They were the ones that made all the arrangements so that the theaters didn't have to. So this one's the Roxy Theater, again, Grand Rapids, Michigan, 1936. It calls for 700 pieces per week for 66 weeks of VR 266 at 10.5 cents per piece. For everything's to be given away on Wednesdays and Thursdays. And then the contract goes through some terms and conditions about shipping and how it's supposed to be displayed. We see an advertisement here for the Roxy Theater, and there's your Virginia Rose pattern, also used on oven serve. So we have a cake lifter and a spoon. I wanted to show you what those actual examples would look like. And if you find this pattern, it doesn't mean it necessarily came from this promotion. It could have been another retailer sold it at a different point in time. But at this time, and let's see that year again, that was 1936, the Roxy Theater is giving away Virginia Rose and oven serve. Starting Wednesday and Thursday, January 6th and 7th, and every Wednesday and Thursday thereafter, Virginia Rose and bake oven china. They don't call it oven serve, but that's what it is. We see several pieces of embossed oven serve. We see an open Virginia Rose sugar and some basic pieces. Another contract, this is with the Adams Theater out of Adams, Massachusetts from 1939. 1,750 pieces per week for 71 weeks. Service for 9 of Persian Princess B1314. So this is the Brittany shape. 11 cents per piece to be given away at Thursday and Friday matinees and evening shows. Again, same type of terms and conditions regarding shipping and advertising. This one I thought was interesting. Again, it's pattern number B1314 Persian Princess, but they're asking for some sets on a rush basis so they can photograph and make advertisings. But also, they would want, it says, please rush the other set immediately via prepaid express to this trailer service company. This set is for use in making a trailer. So it'd be interesting to see if there are any trailers out there that might pop up on YouTube someday showing some of these advertisements of these dinnerware giveaways featuring Homer Laughlin wares. So those are just a couple of the many decaled versions of dinnerware that Homer Laughlin made for giveaways. Now this one involves Tango, and it's from 1937. So this is shortly after Tango is introduced, and we usually think of Tango as being a 5 and dime exclusive, but here we're seeing it as a giveaway. And this is for the Villas Theater out of Cicero, Illinois. It says 1,000 pieces per week for 87 weeks of Tango at 10.5 cents per piece. And this is a letter from Culture Premiums, 1937, talking about this contract. Just verifying the pricing and the shipments. It says, send the first 2 items of the deal as soon as possible. They're wanting to get this going because I think it starts like a couple weeks later. It does. The starting date was July 23rd and 24th. The contract was generated on July 8th. And this is a shipping schedule. This is all 87 weeks of what would be shipped in Tango. Pretty basic assortment. There's no, I don't think the nappy's on here, and neither is the covered casserole, but everything else is here. And this is another keeping track of all the shipments and all the orders that go to the Villas Theater in Cicero, Illinois. 1,087-piece sets of Tango. 2 items every 2 weeks. And I thought this little correspondence was interesting. This is July 22nd, 1937. Mr. Thompson, that's J.D. Thompson of Homer Laughlin. Mr. Delaney advises us that the first shipment of the Villas Theater was made in one large hogshead weighing 1,400 pounds. So a hogshead, that's a large-sized barrel that had 1,400 pounds worth of Tango in it, and they're saying, send us in smaller shipments, that they can't handle such a large barrel. This comes from newspapers.com, Cicero Life from Cicero, Illinois, July 21st, 1937, and it's talking about Tango. And it says, Joseph Kahn, manager of the Villas Theater, announced yesterday that starting next Friday, the Villas will give to every woman attending the Friday matinee or evening or the Saturday matinee shows a piece of Tango dinnerware. This comes in red, green, yellow, and blue. That would be maroon, spruce, harlequin yellow, and harlequin blue on a semi-vitreous body. A different piece will be given each week with with the complete set going to those who attend every week. And this is another theater. This is November 23rd, 1937, the New Ritz. You could go and see Bing Crosby and Martha Ray in Double or Nothing, plus a Charlie Chan on Broadway, and get some Tango dinnerware with your 25-cent ticket. So that's a little bit about Tango. We're going to be coming back to this in a minute. We'll go over here and talk about Riviera, because it too was used as a giveaway, and this time in 1938. So here's a copy of the contract with the Diamond Theater out of Oakland, California. The date of the contract is March 30th, 1938. The start date for the promotion is April 27th, 1938. Giveaway on Wednesdays. And it talks about 900 pieces per week for 46 weeks of Mexicali colored wear. Now this is Riviera. So we've got yet another alias for this line, because we've seen Riviera called, Riviera in advertisements. We've seen it called Juanita Wear in the ensembles advertisements that we usually see in newspapers. It was called Bohemia Wear by Butler Brothers, and now, as a theater giveaway, it's Mexicali. Same types of terms and conditions that we see on the other contracts. A shipping schedule. It's talking about Mexicali. It even has Riviera in parentheses here. This is an internal memo for Homer Laughlin, so it's got a shipping schedule of what needs to go for each week, and this is 46 weeks. Let's see, this is the Diamond Theater, 12.5 cents per piece. It's just verifying the contract. An advertisement from newspapers.com. This one is from Kansas City, Missouri, April 12th, 1939. Free to the ladies, Mexicali colored dinnerware. First article, a dinner plate. Red, green, yellow, and blue. The 4 colors we would expect. And that night you could see Ann Sheridan and Broadway Musketeers. And this one from 1939. Again, Mexicali colored dinnerware to the ladies, evening admission. This is Chicago. And this one's the Ogden Theater out of Chicago. 600 pieces per week for 60 weeks of Mexicali wear. I wanted to show this one in particular because it has sugar bodies in green. So for this particular promotion, it's just an open sugar. So you don't get the lid in this one. The other ones that had Riviera, they had lids on their sugars. And then this is an internal memo for Homer Laughlin. It says sugar bodies only in green. It's got all the shipping numbers. It also talks about glasses. which I assume the glasses, I don't know if they were shipped by Homer Laughlin or not, if they were shipped by the maker, because we see the glasses for several of these weeks. It's week 7, it says glasses, week 14 glasses, but it says omit on each one. So I'm not 100% sure if those were actually shipped by Homer Laughlin or by the maker of those glasses. They're probably the same ones we see in the ensemble ads. So that's a little bit about theater promotions. There were many other, again, shapes and patterns that Homer Laughlin did. It's not just the ones I showed here today. But I think it's interesting. We generally don't think of Tango and Riviera as being theater giveaways, but they were. Now, one last thing about Tango. I want to show this cup and saucer, which I recently purchased on eBay. And it's in light green. So, and I don't know if it's showing up on the camera or not, or on the video, but it's a very rich light green. I almost think it might be marigold green, that very thick, creamy type green. Here it is with spruce green for comparison. This is a spruce green dinner plate in Tango. And then the cup and saucer in this light green glaze. So is this a mistake, or is it just an employee whim, or whatever? Can we say that there are 6 colors of Tango? Well, this is something I've been trying to figure out the past week. And I came across this. And it's from R.F. Anderson in 1940, August 10th, 1940, out of Marietta, Ohio. And it's talking about ordering some pieces of Tango. In this case, they're wanting 9-inch plates. And they want green, blue, orange, and yellow. And the orange, of course, is Fiesta Red. But light green, someone wrote in pencil this word light beside it. And this was dated April 10th. Then on August 10th. Then on August 13th, there's a follow-up letter. It says, Dear Dawn, that's J.D. Thompson. Yesterday you received order for Tango display sets for Lee and Katie at CADY, Kalamazoo, Michigan. Please check back on this order to make sure that I requested light green and orange plates, not green and red. So he's saying he wanted the light green glaze and orange, which is Fiesta Red, not spruce green and maroon. And then it's signed R.F. Anderson. So I think there's enough here with some documentation that Tango was in fact made in a light green glaze, and that we have an actual example in the form of this cup and saucer that we can say there are 6 glazes to Tango instead of 5. But Tango is so difficult to find and such a challenge that this just adds an extra dimension to it all. So if you need to start comparing your greens, if you've got any Tango, let me know if you have this light green glaze, because I would imagine this would be the rarest of the 6 colors of Tango. So that's going to be it for now. Next time we'll look at the Republic shape.